This is the best. Nothing can shake our faith. So to know that, you should know. And that is maybe sentimental your attachment, but that should be substantiated by the scripture. Where in the scripture it is told? You know, you have accepted Krishna consciousness, you know. But as you are a preacher, you have to give reference. Where? You are telling where in the scripture it is mentioned. So though you know, just try to remember where, in what context this is. That is, just try to remember. Now, you have already, whatever we read today, you have already accepted. But now, where it is mentioned in Bhagavatam and other scripture, and in which context, just try to memorize that part. So, Chapter 4, devotional service supports all liberation. One you can say is in Sanskrit, moksha lagutakrit. In front of devotion, liberation is very insignificant. How much a devotee is seriously attached to devotional service of the Supreme Personal Godhead can be understood from statement of Maharaj Prithu. Maharaj Prithu is called Adiraj, who is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 20th chapter, 21st verse. He prays the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My dear Lord, if after taking liberation, I have no chance of hearing the glories of your Lordship, glories chanted by the pure devotees from the core of their hearts in praise of your lotus feet, and if I have no chance for the honey of transcendental bliss, then I shall never ask for liberation or the so-called spiritual emancipation. I shall simply always pray unto your Lordship that you may give me millions of tongues and millions of ears so that I can constantly chant and hear of your transcendental glories. Wow. What a nice verse. 4th canto, 20th chapter, 21st. Let's see. I'm sharing this. Okay. Can you see my screen? Bhagavatam, Sha Adiraja. Can you see my screen? Okay. I can share. Here, 4th canto, 20-25. Sha Adirajo. Rachitanjal Harim. Vilokitam. Her Prabhupada translation. The original king, the Adiraj, Maharaj Prithu. His eyes full of tears and his voice faltered, choked up. Could neither see the Lord very distinctly nor speak to address the Lord in any way. He simply embraced the Lord within the heart and embracing standing in that way with folded hands. You can see this screen, huh? This one. I should again show. So here, Prithu was saying, okay, liberation is not bad, but after liberation, I have no chance for hearing a glories. Like if you become the king of the state and are so busy, you don't get any time for chanting 16 now, not going time to go to the temple, dancing with the devotees. So we'll take that, no? Glory chanted by pure devotees from the core of their hearts is in praise of your lotus feet. And if I have no chance for this honey of transcendental bliss, then I shall never ask for liberation or this so-called spiritual emancipation. Then what do you want? Yes, better than liberation, I shall simply always pray unto your lotus feet, O Lordship, that you will give me millions of tongues and millions of ears, so that I can constantly chant and hear of your transcendental glories. The impersonalists desire to merge into the existence of the Supreme, but without keeping their individuality, they have no chance of hearing and chanting of the glories of the Supreme Lord. Because they have no idea of the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord, there is no chance of their chanting and hearing of his transcendental activities. In other words, unless one is already beyond liberation, one cannot relish the transcendental glories of the Lord. Just try to understand this point. Who was attacking the impersonalists? As the impersonalists, they cannot appreciate the form of the Lord. Then how he can appreciate the pastimes of the Lord? If someone does not accept the form of the Lord, then how he can accept the pastimes? What about glorious pastimes? So now, to accept the glorious pastimes, one have to come beyond the platform of that stage. Like, unless one is already beyond liberation, one cannot release transcendental glories of the Lord. Nor can one understand the transcendental form of the Lord. A similar statement is found in Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, 14th chapter, 43 verse. Shukdev Goswami addressed Parikshit Maharaj. This verse is very nice. The great soul King Bharat was so much attached to the service of the lotus feet of Krishna that he very easily gave up the lordship over the earthly planet and his affection for his children, society, friends, royal opulence, and beautiful wife. You know that Jara Bharat, before that is King Bharat. So in his young life, he gave up. How he can give up all these things? He was very lucky that the goddesses of fortune was pleased to offer him all kinds of material concessions. But he never accepted any of these material opulences. Shukdev Goswami eulogizes this behavior of King Bharat very highly. He says, any person whose heart is attracted by the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Madhusudan, not to speak of material opulence, does not care even for the liberation which is aspired to by many great saints. You can see this verse. Original verse here. This Sha Dustajan Darashutan Shuhit Rajam Ridispisha Jaho Jubayu Malava Uttam Shalokalalasha. Ja Dustajan. Tyajan means give up. Dustajan is very, very difficult to give up. What is very, very difficult to give up? What is that? Dara. Wife. It should be easy to give up wife. Shutan. Maybe today people may be okay. It's not so difficult to give up. But actually, if the loving relationship, just imagine how much difficult to give up the wife, the son, Shutan, Shurit, friends, Rajyam, kingship, lordship of the king. Ridhi, spiritual, they're very attached with the heart. But Bharat Maharaj, Jahu, he gave up. When? Jugaivo. Jugagan. Okay, at old age he gave up is okay, but he gave up in the young age. How? Malavat, like a stool. Nice comparison. He gave up like a stool. Why give up a stool? If somebody passes a stool, he never attached to the stool. By passing a stool, he feels free. Wow, what a great deal. So, Bharat Maharaj, Dara, Shutan, Shurit Rajyam, he gave up in the young age. How it was possible? Uttam Shloka Lalasha. Uttam Shloka Lalasha. Uttam Shloka for Krishna. Get Krishna. We give this example so many times. How to give up? If you go, this person gave up so many silver coins in the road. How it's possible? Because he got so many gold coins, that is why he gave up. So devotees are like that. Uttam Shloka Lalasha Dekan. In Bhagavatam 6th canto, 11th chapter, 23rd verse, there is a similar statement by Dhritarashtra, who addresses the Lord as follows. Dhritarashtra is a pure devotee of the Lord. Dhritarashtra is saying, my dear Lord, by leaving your transcendental service, I may be promoted to the planet called Dhruvalok, or I may gain lordship over all the planetary systems of the universe, but I do not aspire to this. Nor do I wish the mystic perfections of yoga practice, nor do I aspire to spiritual emancipation. All I wish for, my Lord, is your association and transcendental service eternal. So actually, you know everything, but still try to remember this. Where is Gulaji? Yes, they are in 4th canto. Prithu Maharaj saying. In 5th canto, Bharat Maharaj glories. Yeah. Here, in 6th canto, Dhritarashtra is telling. At least this must we remember, we can quote. Yes. 4th canto, Prithu Maharaj. 5th canto, Bharat Maharaj. 6th canto, Dhritarashtra. By remembering that, at least we can remember what is in the Bhagavatam. Okay, Dhritarashtra past time in 6th. Bharat Maharaj past time in 5th. Prithu Maharaj past time in 4th canto. At least we should remember all these things. That must. This statement is confirmed by Shiv in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 17th chapter, 52nd verse. Wherein Lord Shiva addresses Shati, thusly, my dear Shati, persons who are devoted to Narayan are not afraid of anything. What is this verse? Narayana parasarve na kutashana vipati. My dear Shati, persons who are devoted to Narayan are not afraid of anything. Narayana parasarve, this is Narayan para. No kutashana vipati. Anyway, they don't feel. If they are elevated to higher planet systems, or if they get liberation from the material contamination, or if they get liberation from the material contamination, or if they are pushed down to the hellish condition of life, in fact, in any situation, whatever, they are not afraid of anything. Narayana parasarve, no kutashana. Why? For them, Shargo apovargo, tullartha, naraka. Shargo, heaven, apovarg, liberation, hell, to them it is equal. Apart from getting Krishna, All are equal. Just imagine one son in a fair lost his mother. If you give him $5 doll, $10 doll, $100 doll, everything is useless in front of him, other than his mother. Other than his mother, everything are useless. So to a devotee, other than Krishna, material happiness, liberation, hell or earth. You should try to memorize these thoughts. Simply because they have taken shelter of the lotus feet. Narayana Para. Narayana Para means surrender. Narayana Para. What is our designation? Are you Narayana Para? Who is Narayana Para? But we are who is Para? We are Indriya Parayan. We are surrendered to our senses. Okay. Food is saying, okay, I should eat, I should take sleep. What senses are? We are fully surrendered to our senses. We are got Indriya Parayan. But those are Narayan Parayan, they don't. For them, any position in the material world is as good as another. All are same. There is a similar statement by Indra, the king of heaven, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 16th chapter, 52nd verse. There Indra addresses his mother. My dear mother Aditi, persons who given up all kinds of desire or calm and are simply engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, know that is actually their self-interest. They only understood what is their sharthagatim. What is the self-interest? Such persons are actually serving their self-interests and are considered first-class experts in the matter of advancing to the perfectional stage of life. In 7th canto Bhagavatam, 6th chapter, 23rd verse, Prahlad Maharaj telling to his friends, my dear friends, who are born into atheistic families, if you can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, then there is nothing more rare in this world. If you, it's very simple to understand. If you please Lord, what you are not gaining then? In other words, if the Supreme Lord Krishna is pleased with you, then any desire that you may have, you may have within the core of your heart can be fulfilled without any doubt. As such, what is the use of elevating yourself by the results of productive activities, which are automatically achieving all events by modes of materiality? You'll automatically get. If you don't want, you'll get. And what is the use for you of spiritual emancipation or liberation from material bondage? If you are always engaged in the chanting of the glories of the Supreme Lord and always relishing the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord, then there is no necessity for any of these. What is wonderful words. By this statement of Prahlad Maharaj, it is clearly understood that one who takes pleasure in chanting and hearing of the transcendental glories of the Lord has already surpassed all kinds of material benedictions, including the results of pious spiritual activities, sacrifices, and even liberation from material bondage. So many references. Similarly, in the same 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj pastimes. 8th chapter, 39th verse. When demigods are offering prayers to Lord Nishingadev, Indra, the king of the heaven, says, O Supreme One, these demons talk of our share of participation in the performance of ritualistic sacrifices. But simply by your appearance as Lord Nishingadev, you have saved us from terrible fears. Actually, our shares in the sacrificial performance are due to you only, because you are the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices. You are the super soul of every living entity, and therefore you are the actual owner of everything. Long were our hearts always filled with fear of this demon, but you are so kind towards us that by killing him, you have removed that fear from within our hearts and have given us the chance to place your Lordship within our hearts again. For persons who engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lordship, all the opulences which are taken away from us by the demons are counted as nothing. Devotees do not care even for liberation, not to speak of these material opulences. If they don't want for liberation, what is the discussion about material opulences? Actually, we are not enjoyers of the spiritual sacrifices. Our only duty is to always be engaged in your service, for you are the enjoyer of everything. The purport of this statement by Indra is that, beginning from Brahma down to the insignificant ant, no living entity meant for enjoying the material opulences. They are simply meant for offering everything to the Supreme Proprietor, the personality of God. By doing so, they automatically enjoy the benefit. The example can be cited again of the different parts of the body, collecting foodstuffs and cooking them, so that ultimately a meal may be offered to the stomach. After it has gone to the stomach, all the parts of the body equally enjoy the benefits of the meal. So, similarly, everyone's duty is to satisfy the Supreme Lord, and then automatically everyone will become satisfied. This means to stick. You see, Goswami is giving reference first, 4th canto, 5th canto, 6th canto, 7th canto. Now he is giving example for 8th canto. A similar verse found in 8th canto, 3rd chapter, Srimad Bhagavatam, verse 20. Gajendra says, what is Gajendra saying? My dear Lord, I have no experience in the transcendental bliss derived from the devotional service. So therefore, I have asked from you some favor. But I know them. Persons who are pure devotee and have, by serving the lotus feet of the great souls, become freed from all material desires, are always merged in the ocean of transcendental bliss, and as such, are always satisfied simply by glorifying your auspicious characteristics. For them, there is nothing else to aspire or pray for. Now, another example from 9th canto. We found from Gajendra from 8th canto and 9th canto. In the 9th canto of Bhagavatam, 4th chapter, 49th verse, the Lord of Vaikuntha replies Durvasa Muni. It is that my pure devotees are always satisfied being engaged in devotional service, and therefore they do not aspire even after 5 liberation. What are they? Which are to be one with me, Sajujjo, to achieve residence in my planet, Shalokko, to have my opulence, Shashti, to possess bodily features similar to mine, Sharuppo, and fifth one, to gain personal association with me, Shalokko. Same planet. Shamippo. To gain personal association with Shamippo. So when they are not interested even in these liberated positions, you can know how little they care for material opulence or material liberation. So here, Lord saying to Durvash, just imagine, my devotee does not care. Even this 5 type of liberation. Then what about material opulences? Now we are every canto. Now 10th canto. You can see 10th canto, so many examples. There is a similar prayer in Nagapatni, wives of the Kaliyasar, the 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, 16th chapter, 33rd verse. Nagapatni is saying, dear Lord, the dust of a lotus feet is very wonderful. Any person who is fortunate enough to achieve this dust does not care for heavenly planets. Lordships over all the planetary systems. The mystic performance of yoga, or even liberation from material existence. In other words, anyone who adores the dust of the lotus feet does not care a fig for all other perfectional stages. So how nicely Rupa Goswami has given the example from different, all canto exist. Then another from 10th canto. Then we'll see similar example from 11th canto. Now just imagine, nowadays it's not so difficult. Just imagine 500 years ago. No computer, no book. In those days, Rupa Goswami, by reading the books, how he compiled this nectar of devotion, collected in one place. Just imagine. Nowadays, you can click a button, you can find. In those days, where there's no book, and he was lying under a tree. In this, by not opening the folio, by memorizing his writing serially, 2nd canto, 3rd canto, 4th canto, in every canto, why is the glorification of the devotion? Now, in our says, it is all very difficult to remember, what is this? Which canto? In Gajendra Moksha, which canto? We cannot remember that one. Prahlad Maharaj is 7 or 6. So we cannot remember that part. Acha, Brittashir kind of Bhagavad. Which canto? We cannot remember that part. Because, why? Because our lifestyle is different. When I was a student, I used to maintain a diary. When I joined ISKCON, when I threw everything, that I opened the diary. I see the material. By reading that, I was laughing. What I used to write? What is my breakfast? What I took lunch? What I dinner? How many hours I slept? Every day I was writing on this nonsense things. That was my diary. We are all devotee. And Rupa Goswami was maintaining this diary. His diary was like this. He read this book and maintained diary, and that diary became nectar of devotion. Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta. They also maintained diary. Murari Gupta's diary and Swarup Damodar diary combinedly become Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just imagine, you should maintain your diary and which Charitamrita will come, we don't know. This is our consciousness. Then we can understand how much we are concerned about ourselves. And Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta wrote the diary, not a single word about them, only for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, by taking that, he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. Wow, what is the contribution? Just imagine how long we have to go for spiritual progress. And which consciousness we are now. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow also will be the same time. I'll be busy at 5:30. But next day will be the same time. I can understand the changing of time is difficult for you. But instead of stopping class, we should continue. So tomorrow also from 6 to 6. Hare Krishna. I think there is no more question. So I'll tell you, you have book. Just we are not Sutidhar. So just underline. So that next time you read, okay. At least you can, so you can see. Serially, all canto, every canto is given. And at least give, wait, which canto, which pastimes, at least I can remember that. Okay, 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj pastime, at least I can remember that much. Hare Krishna. Nectar Devotion, Srila Prabhupada, Sadhu, Gautam.